Offseason's here, and the Mets get their manager. The Wilpons are selling the Wilpon. At least I got the Dolphins offseason. What is up, Fin fans? If you can tell by the title, we're talking about tight ends today. Also, we'll talk about Xavier Howard a little bit. We got a little news and notes before we jump into the tight end breakdown for the Miami Dolphins, talking about the 2019 team, tight end situation, and what we could do going forward. Again, just to put a little hyphen, little asterisks. I'm not talking about who we should sign and who we should cut and draft and stuff. I will throw out some names, but I won't. This is a separate video. But this is coming out. This is a late video. Me recording this. It is 9 o'clock. Probably come out around 10. So being that it's Wednesday, let me give you a fun fact for today, Wednesday the 5th. On this date, 1980, Warren, what is that? I don't know what year that is. Five-time Pro Bowl guard Larry Little retired after 12 seasons on the Dolphins offensive line. Little will be inducted to the Pro Hall of Fame in 1993. Well, fun fact, tomorrow's trivia. So tomorrow night when I make my video for Friday, you get the trivia then. So let's talk about some news and notes before I jump into essentially the tight end situation. First off, Miami Dolphins re-sign Ricardo Luis. If you guys don't know who he is, the Dolphins picked him up off the Browns wide receiver. He's promising. But he's injury prone. Dolphins signed him to the squad last year after Preston Williams went down, Jakeem Grant went down. We kind of needed wide receivers. Brought him in, and unfortunately, he got injured not too long after we brought him in. Knee injury. Re-sign him. Give him a chance to compete in probably one of our deepest positions on the team. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the other day's video and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then the other thing I would like to talk about is the Xavier Howard situation. A lot of guys want to know what the update is with the legal process, all that stuff. Is he going to be cut? Is he going to be traded? What's the thought process on Xavier Howard? Unfortunately, there was a audio tape of the phone call between his fiance and the police, and it doesn't bode too well for Xavier Howard. Now, you guys know I love Xavier Howard. I want Xavier Howard to be on the team, but from the call to the police, and what if you don't know what happened or what has said, be sure I retweeted it, so go check it out on my Twitter. It doesn't bode too well. Now, there's a lot of things that could happen with Xavier Howard, right? They could go the Mark Walton route. Mark Walton had, 4 arrests. He had a lot of problems, and the Dolphins still gave him a final chance. They brought him in. They said, hey, we see a lot of talent in you. We want to see what you can do. Hopefully you put that crap in the past, which obviously he didn't because he's now not on the team for the crap that he did and all that stuff. So essentially, they could go that route. They can sit down with Xavier Howard, talk to him, see what happened, why is he doing this, try to set him straight. Brian Flores, really good head coach, straight-minded, tough-nosed coach. They could do that. Or they can do what Brian Flores tends to do when it comes to, he ain't taking no crap from no one, and they could cut or trade him. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, nor can I really tell you what I want to happen. Again, I still want everything to play itself out before I give you guys a prediction on that. I'm just telling you what are the options. And this actually would probably be the perfect time if they do decide to cut or trade Xavier Howard because of how much cap space we have, how much draft picks we have, and how we could potentially replace him and still get another corner, even though Nick Needham did kind of do a little bit better at the end of the last year. But this is probably the best time to do it if we were going to do it. If not saying I want it, but this would probably be the perfect time because when it comes to money, I think, especially with this situation, if he is released because of the off the field issues, I think his contract becomes null and void. Also, I think if they release him, there's a certain amount of money that they can. It will kind of cancel itself out. So there's that whole situation. Like I said, when it comes to Xavier Howard, I like Xavier Howard. I wish he would stay healthy because when the man's on the field, he's dangerous. But those are the options that could happen right now. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what Brian Flores plans to do or any of that junk. So as of right now, this is all speculation, but I just want to give you guys an update on the whole Xavier Howard situation. Now let's jump into the fat of the video, the big old jiggly fat of the video, and essentially what this video is about, and that is breaking down the tight end situation from 2019 heading into 2020. So last year when the season started, our tight ends were Gesicki, Smythe, and O'Leary. Then when the season ended, it was Gesicki, Smythe, and Walford. Now, yes, Chandler Cox is listed on the tight end and the fourth position, essentially because he was the fullback. But the only change was O'Leary to Walford. Now, Walford was cut before the season started and brought back. He's now a free agent at the end of the year, and I don't know if he'll be brought back. Now, Gesicki and Smythe were our 2 draft picks 2 years ago, 2018. Our 2 draft picks. And there are what you would like to have in one tight end. Now, Gesicki killed it. Last year, he came into his thing. Last year, they finally used him properly and put him out at wide receiver a bunch of times. Didn't force the man to run block. Didn't force the man to pass block. Utilized him where he should be, throwing the ball up to him, 50-50 passes in the back of the end zone, all that stuff, and used him to his strengths, and he shined bright like a diamond. So Gesicki obviously is not going anywhere. Durham Smythe is, when he's on the field, you're thinking to yourself, oh, they're probably going to run the ball here. Or they throw him out there because, geez, that offensive line, which is the next video I'm going to make, look out for that one, was absolutely horrible, and we needed more help blocking. So like I said, Gesicki, Smythe are the only constant from the beginning of the season to the end of the year. O'Leary, he did well last year in 2018. He was doing pretty well, and then he had the bad beginning of the season, and he had that Steelers game where he essentially smacked an interception up to Mika Fitzpatrick, and Brian Flores is like, I can't have this. And he was gone. Fire Oakland. He is a free agent at the end of the year. He's with Jacksonville, but he will be a free agent at the end of the year. Now, when it comes to the tight end situation, right? We have Gesicki, who's coming into his all, like I said, who's doing his thing like a chicken wing and is becoming a really good tight end. That's it. That's all the Dolphins have. You kind of want more than one tight end to produce. Yeah, you have teams that have, Jimmy Graham and, back when Jason Witten was this thing and Tony Gonzalez, there was just one tight end. But sometimes you want to have a backup tight end that can also produce. So me personally, when it comes to free agency and when it comes to the draft, I would still grab a tight end. To ride with Gesicki and Smythe would just not be smart in my mind. But again, it's not a top need. Top need is defensive end, offensive line. That's top need. So when it comes to free agency, there's names out there. Hunter Henry, Eric Ebron, Austin Hooper. Those are the top tight ends that are out there, the top potential free agents. Greg Olson just got released from the Carolina Panthers. He's already out going meet people, Seattle, all these people. So I don't see the Dolphins going Greg Olson route. He's more on the older side, whereas, Hunter and Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper, kind of 27, 25. I think Eric Ebron's 27, so they're around their mid-20s. So that makes sense for me. Like I said, I'd like to bring another tight end. Then when it comes to the draft, second to fourth round, I'd probably grab another tight end. We have 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. One of them maybe on a tight end. We'll see. Got Cole Kmet. I think that's how you say his name. Or Cole Met with the K silent, just like knife and night. I don't know. From Notre Dame, he's a second to third round talent. You have Thaddeus Moss, LSU, Randy Moss's son, second to fourth round talent. And you also have Jared Pinkney from Vanderbilt, second to fourth round talent. So, one of those 3 potentially in the second to fourth round. You could probably grab a tight end there. Like I said, I'd like for the Dolphins to probably grab another tight end, whether it be free agency. And it doesn't even have to be a top name free agent like Hunter Henry, Ari Ebron, or Austin Hooper. There's a lot of other tight ends out there that can be good backups, can help out Gesicki and Smythe. But we need more tight end help. We definitely do, because we have one that can really, really do well in the pass game, can't really block. And we have the other one who can really block well and then can't pass. I'd like to grab a tight end that can kind of do both. And then be on the opposite of Gesicki and really, really make this offense super dangerous and super dynamic. But be sure to comment below. Let me know what you think about the tight end situation. Let me know what you think. You know, Gesicki killed it, like I said. But other than that, you guys down to bring another tight end in? Do you think, you know, someone opposite of him that could really help him would be, you know, a good mix match? So be sure to comment below and let me get to one of your guys' comments of the day. This one comes from Andrew Landis. And what he says to me, this is from last video with a wide receiver video. He said, Doug, I read an article where they're trying to reconstruct Wilson's contract. I don't know how true this is, though. I wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, he's in the last video, he's due to make about $10 million this year. And the Dolphins are definitely not going to pay him $10 million. You know, his productivity towards the end of the year started to go up, but it just doesn't warrant a $10 million a year contract. So I can see them trying to keep Albert Wilson and bringing his contract down, because that's the thing that people keep forgetting. A lot of these top talent players that were let go or traded by the Miami Dolphins, they tried to keep. Kenyon Drake, they tried to re-sign him. He didn't want to re-sign. He wanted to move on, go to a different team. So they traded him. If he wanted to re-sign, he would have still been a Dolphin by the end of the year. Same thing with Mika Fitzpatrick. They wanted to keep him. They even sat down and talked to him. He was upset for reasons that still boggle my mind, because he's saying everything that the Dolphins wanted to do with him with the Steelers. But anyway, that's here nor there. And he went on with the Steelers. You know, so I could see the Dolphins trying to keep Albert Wilson. But if they don't, they don't. I would probably see them more likely to keep Albert Wilson and probably let Jakeem Grant go. But we'll see. We'll see when it comes to that. Like I said, I got a whole video planned for who I'd cut, who I'd sign, draft, all that stuff. Got some mock drafts coming for you. I'm going to literally title my mock draft the Way Too Early mock draft. I got that coming out ready for you. But other than that, thank you, Andrew. Hope I answered your question. You know, like I said, I can see them trying to restructure. Will it happen? We'll see. Depends on how much he will take and if the Dolphins actually want to keep him versus grab a tight wide receiver in this very deep draft, that wide receiver. But thank you, Andrew, for the comment. But like usual, comment below. Love to read your comments. And especially if you want to get in comment of the day, be sure to comment below. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm retweeting everything, all the breaking news, all that stuff, giving you guys my thoughts on it, all that stuff. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get Sam McGuavin on the channel. So I tweeted at him and I asked him, how many retweets do I need to get you on the channel? So we'll see if he gets back to me, if he answers how many retweets. But if you want to try to get Sam McGuavin on the channel, go follow me on Twitter. And if you already follow me on Twitter, retweet that tweet and let's get him on the channel. Check out the Bit Boys. Great. It's my second gaming site. Got a ton of videos coming out from that. We're actually probably going to start doing a podcast with that. So be sure to go over, check that out. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you see, if you like that humor. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. We're halfway through the breakdown. We're coming up to your guys, what you guys really, really, really want to talk about, which is offensive line. That is the next video coming out. That video is going to probably be way longer than this video. Might be one of the longest videos because I'm breaking down the whole offensive line, because man, was that doo-doo hot gabbish. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up for that. And also, you like the content. Also, check out DolphinsTalk.com. Speaking of Dolphin content, great website. I'm on there. Young Mayo's on there. Saba's on there. TD Finn's Talk. There's Beat Writers, podcasts, all that stuff. Go check that stuff out. Other than that, hit the subscribe button. Got a lot planned, fellas. I say that at the end of every video, but I don't think you guys understand how much I mean by I got a lot planned. Trying to get more people in here. Trying to do more collabs. Got the mock draft. I'm live streaming the draft. I got a ton of stuff planned. So be sure you hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I'll see you guys Friday with my next video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.